Hi everyone, I'm Terry, and this is the Yarnjoy podcast, episode number 136. Welcome. Okay, so for my finished objects for this week, I finished the Rudolph. Now this is part of the Rudolph the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer set. Okay, so this is the challenge that I challenged myself to do. It's this crochet kit that I had purchased from Amazon. Well, I actually got it from some Shopkick points that I cash in every year, and then we get a few things from Amazon. My husband and I pick things out. Anyway, I got this set off of Amazon. I'll put a link to it in the description box below if you want to go check it out. But anyway, it is a set that this is just the empty box, but it's a set that has the yarn. Let me see if it won't fall out there. It has the yarn, and it has the this little pattern book in here, and the yarn that's in there, and it also comes with a little crochet hook for you to use. It comes with all the stuff that you need to make Rudolph and Santa. Right here, Rudolph and Santa, okay? But in that pattern book, you can also make all these other characters. So there's the 6 characters on this side, and then also the patterns to make these 6. And of course, this is from the 1964 claymation cartoon that they used to have on TV, and I remember it as a child. Okay, so that's dating myself. Anyway, I decided, since there was 12, that I was going to make each character one per month, and at the end of the year I'll have my set, okay? And so last week, now I gotta say, silly on me, but I had said that it came with everything: the eyes, needle and thread, the red nose, which is a bead for Rudolph, the yarn, everything to make Santa and Rudolph. Except I said that it didn't come with the stuffing to make it. Well, this is just FYI. There is stuffing in here. I didn't know it. It's like a secret compartment. I don't see anywhere where it told me to do this. But Lenny of Candy Goth Creations, I think's her channel. I'll link her channel below. She messaged me and said, yes, there is stuffing in there. What you have to do is you have to lift this little insert. You lift it up, see, it comes out, and then underneath there was this little bag of stuffing. So if you're like me and thought there was no stuffing in there, there is. Oh boy. Okay, so thank you, Lenny. Okay, so the first character, now I'm going in the order of how the patterns are in the book, and the first pattern was Rudolph, and so I made Rudolph. That was for this month, for January, and here is Rudolph. I think he turned out pretty cute. He's very small because the yarn is, I would say a light number 3 weight, maybe. I think the instructions on the pattern said light worsted, they call it, but it is very light. And so he is just, I don't know, what is that? Let me measure him. 1, 2, about 3.5-ish inches tall, I suppose, to the tip of his ears. But I think he turned out really cute. And so all of them was going to be small. In fact, really, I was thinking that I was going to do this in worsted weight, because that way the characters would be bigger. But then I was thinking, well, how am I going to display 12 characters if they're going to be, you know, 6 to 8 inches tall? Some of them are something, I'm not sure. So I just decided to go ahead and just use the yarn that it came with, and just make it like this. You make it with this, which is, I guess, it may be a DK weight, or like I said, but really thin, pretty thin. But anyway, so it'll be a challenge for me to find the colors that I need for all of them, for all of the characters. I think they're kind of basic colors, and I'm thinking that I won't have trouble. So anyway, this is number 1. So challenge complete for number 1. So number 2 for February, I will start in February, and that will be for Santa. Okay, so there's those 2 together. Okay, so that is finish object number 1. And let's see, finish, okay, well, let me go ahead. I have a tip that I want to share that for those that are making these, because I had several of my YouTube friends that said that they either had the kit and they had never made it, and so they were going to go ahead and go and make the little characters with me, or some that actually went and ordered the kit so they could make the characters with me. So for all of you that are making the characters, I want to give you this tip. Okay, this is for displaying it, or an idea. Okay, so my mother-in-law, she likes to buy things for me for the house, you know, and she'll bring them over and stuff. And she had bought this, it's to put my spices on, I guess. You put it in a cabinet, and it's got these risers on it, and for like spices, I would guess. It's just a shelf organizer, or whatever you want to put. Well, my husband made me some shelf risers out of wood, custom to fit my cabinet. So I didn't need it in there, and I couldn't figure out, I was thinking, oh, well, I'll use it in my craft room, put something on it. Well, I couldn't figure out what to do with it, and I was cleaning up, and I was thinking, you know, I really don't need this. I think I'm just gonna, you know, give it to Goodwill or something, you know. But then the thought came to me that I could use this. Now see, these are just stickers, so this stuff, the labels will peel off. But anyway, it is the perfect size for these characters. Look at that. They fit great. I think it's going to be great. So I've got 3 layers, so that means I can have, there's 12 of them, so 4 characters per level, and I think that's going to work great. And my husband was like, well, we could either spray paint it if we wanted to, or maybe even cover it with felt or something. I'm not sure how to spruce it up. Of course, I'll take the labels off, but anyway, I think that's going to be a great idea, so I'm glad I hung on to this. Okay, so I looked on Amazon. I did find it. It is the Copco non-skid shelf organizer, and I will put a link in the description box below if anybody is interested, okay? Okay, so that is my tip. Okay. If you hear that, that's my dryer stopping. Okay, so finished object number 2 is, now it was some yarn that I had talked to you about a couple of weeks ago, where I had bought this big bag of mill ends, and it's this chunky yarn that I had. I was trying to figure out what to do with it, to use it up, and I decided to try to find a hat pattern, do some sort of a beanie, because I thought the chunky yarn would make something warm. It'd be good for hats. And so I found this pattern. It's called the basic beanie, or basic chunky yarn beanie, something like that. And the pattern is from Maria's Blue Crayon, and I'll link it below. So anyway, I have finally finished up the yarn. Last week I think I showed you that I had made 1, and the week before I had made 3, I think. I'm not sure, but I think I'm looking down, I have it down there in a basket, but I believe I have got 4 out of that big bag of mill-end yarn that I had bought. And so I am very happy with the way it turned out, and I'm happy that I will be able to use these. And well, actually I'm going to donate them to an area church that collects hats to give to those that are in need of them. So anyway, I am glad, very happy to use up that chunky yarn. I'll show you how much I got left. This is how much I got left. And I thought, well, maybe I could make a pom-pom out of it to put a pom-pom on one of them. I thought about that, but then I thought I might do that, or it's pretty squishy and soft, so I could always just use it for stuffing if I need to. So, if I don't have enough. Anyway, happy to use up that yarn because I am trying to work down my stash, so that's good. Okay, so So finish object number 3. Let's see, do I have a number 3? Oh yes, I do. Okay, so I have been working and working and working. Of course, then I took a month off here and there. You know, I've been working on this since the beginning of the school year. And so this is the paper blanket, the one that looks like a big sheet of notebook paper. Well, I finally finished it. So I know I cannot hold up the whole thing for you, but I will insert a picture of it laying out. And then I took a picture of it, but let me show you, go ahead and show you this, okay? Or show it to you as much as I can. So here is the paper blanket. So like I said, I can't show you, there's another hole. Can't show it all to you, but I will show you up close how I did the stitches there, okay? Okay, so before I talk about it, I'll go ahead and pop the picture in here. Okay, so as you see, I had a little helper with my picture. I'm here alone right now, and so I was trying to get the picture, the blanket laid out to take a picture of it, and I actually had to stand up on a couple of steps of my stair, or my ladder that goes up into a loft that we have, because I couldn't get the whole thing in the picture. And so every time I would get up on that ladder to take the picture, Teddy would get on the blanket. And I'd get down and get him off the blanket, and then I'd get ready to shoot the picture right quick, and he'd get on the blanket again. So I took a picture with him on the blanket. So he's my little helper today. So anyway, now about the blanket. It's made with just half double crochets, okay? Oh, let me get that up here. Okay, and then I made these 3 circles, okay? These are just some leftover dark gray that I had, just a basic circle, 3 round circle, okay? So I made the 3 circles, that's for the holes of the paper. And then I did this stripe. Now, this color right there is not red. It is Red Heart Super Saver, I think it's hot pink, I think that's what it's called, hot pink, something like this, very bright. But it just looked better than red. I had some cherry red, and I laid it up against the blanket, and it just didn't seem like it was just the right color. And so, but then I had this, and I was like, oh no, that's better. So that's what I decided to use. Okay, so the way I figured this out, now I did have somebody comment a few weeks ago where they were doing this blanket too, and they were having a hard time figuring out how to get this line on there. And so they had asked me how I did it, and I said, well, I haven't looked at I haven't finished it, so I haven't looked at the pattern at the end, you know, to see exactly what they suggest on how to get it on there. And so I couldn't help them at the time. And then when I discovered this tutorial showing me how to do it, I went back multiple videos trying to find that comment, and I couldn't find the comment, and I couldn't remember who it was that asked me. I'm sorry for you who asked me, but hopefully you're watching this video and I have an answer for you now. So okay, so I happened to be browsing through YouTube, and I found a tutorial by Kristen of Good Knit Kisses. Now, she normally makes videos, she makes a lot of videos with loom knitting type patterns, but she also crochets and she knits, and so occasionally she does do crochet and knit patterns as well. Well, she just made a blanket like this, except hers, oh my goodness, hers was even more fancy because it had writing on it. It, like, I don't know if it was a little note that her child had written to their teacher maybe, and so she made this blanket, and then she even did surface crochet, that's what this is called, I think, to put the actual message on the paper. Oh, it was so cool. So I will link that in the description box below. But anyway, she did do a tutorial showing how she did this, the line. And so I just followed her tutorial and figured out how to do it, and it's real easy. So I'm glad that I found that, and oh man, she did an awesome, that was an awesome project that she did. Okay, so that's how I did the stripe, and it wasn't too bad. It's a little bit wiggly, but not too bad. I think it's good. So, finished object, yay! I'm so finished. I'm happy to be finished with the blanket, and I can finally give it to my daughter-in-law, who is a teacher, because it's for her classroom. And so I'm excited that I got it finished for her. So anyway, that was finished object number 3, and all my finished objects for this week. Okay, on to works in progress. I only have 2. Because I was so busy trying to get this blanket finished, because I want to get it finished and give it to her as soon as I can. Okay, so I got an order for another monkey. This is Milo the monkey. It's amigurumi, and this is a pattern by thefriendlyredfox.com, and it's a free pattern. And so I started working on it because, well, like I said, somebody was wanting it. And so I won't get it finished this week. I started it just a few days ago. Won't get it finished this week, but definitely by the following week on Sunday, probably, I'll be giving it to the person that wants it. But anyway, here's what I've got so far. I've got his head, body. It's like a combination, you know, one piece. And I did the face piece, and I've got the safety eyes in. And I have one leg. And I believe I had the muzzle, but I think it's in the other room. But anyway, I am working on it. I will pop in a picture here of one of my other ones, because this is like the 3rd one I have done of this pattern. And so I will pop in the picture here so you can be reminded as to what it looks like. Okay, so this is a really fun pattern. Like I said, this is going to be the 3rd one. I think it's the 3rd one, if I haven't lost count, that I have made. And so everybody seems to like it really well. In fact, it's all going to the same person. Well, kinda. The first one I made, then this, let's see, was it? Let me think. Or this is maybe this is the 4th one I've made. I have to look and see. But the first one I made was for a friend of mine, that it was going to be given to as a gift to a young child, I guess. And then her mom saw it, and she wanted me to make one so she could send it to her, one of her grandchildren, I think, like for Christmas. And so then, I think that's right. Yeah, that's the 2nd one. So the 3rd one, this was the 3rd one, and this one is going to be going to a co-worker of the lady, of the mother of my friend, or something. Anyway, so that's what this one's going to. So, but like I said, it's a fun pattern. I haven't gotten tired of making him. I think he's really cute. So, okay, so I'm working on that, and then the only other thing I worked on was the Scrappy Granny Throw. That's what I'm calling it, and that is the crochet along that has started, that I am hostessing. And so I've been working on the components for that. Let me show you. It is going to be like this blanket here. If you've been watching me for a while, this blanket used to be on that chair right there, and so a lot of people saw it and wanted me to do a crochet along for it. So here is the blanket. It's just kind of lapgan size. You can go either way, but anyway, see? And so a lot of people were wanting to do this as a means of using up scraps, because it's so multicolored. And so I decided it'd be a good time to do that. And so I filmed the introduction. I had the introduction video that talks about the blanket. I've got that posted on my channel already. And then a few days ago, I also filmed a tutorial that shows the pieces, how to do the pieces. Of course, they're granny squares, and the components is a small granny square, a larger granny square, and then a granny rectangle. And so I had some people that, or quite a few people probably, that knew how to do the granny square, but some of them said, but I don't know how to do the granny rectangle. And so I did make a tutorial a couple of days ago and posted that, both right-handed and left-handed versions, okay, and of how to do all the pieces, you know. And then, so anyway, these are mine, and this is the ones I've been making. I've got quite a few. They're pretty addictive, I think, because you just sit there with little balls of yarn and pick out colors, you know, whatever color combinations. I just try to keep it random. And so I've been making little granny squares to make the pieces for this Scrappy Granny Throw. Crochet along. Okay, so it is starting now, but there is no end date, so whenever, you know, if you want to participate, but if you're too busy to participate right now, these videos will always be on my channel, and so anytime you want to go and pick it up and do it, then feel free. No pressure. I want this to be really a stress-free project as much as possible, and so we're just using up the scraps and open skeins and pieces of balls. And then some people said that I know I had at least one person that didn't have any scraps, or they used their scraps to make hats, and so they didn't have any scraps, so they were just going to use colors that they picked out themselves. I do know somebody on my Facebook group posted a picture of her beginning ones, and she was doing all of her squares in Christmas colors, red, green, and white, I think. But they're really going to look nice, I think. So, you know, you can use any color scheme or anything you want. Now, I'm using just random colors, but my main color is going to be, let me pick this up, this Karen 1-pounder that I picked up, and it's grass green, and so that's what my main color for this one's going to be. And in a couple of weeks, I will go ahead and film a video tutorial showing you how I put the squares together, and also there's a shell border that I put around it, and so how to do that shell border as well. Okay. So, if you're interested, or if you have scraps, like that sign back there says "Got Scraps," then feel free to join us. Okay, so let's see, what else? Upcoming. So, upcoming is working on this crochet along. Also, preemie hat number 3. I didn't get the third one done for January for this week, so I will be getting it done this next week. And I already have my eye on a pattern. I think it's going to be a ladybug hat. So I think it's going to be really cute. And so be looking for that next week. I'll have that. I should have that. Okay. And let's see. Oh, and then I did do a couple, I think it was last week, I posted, well, last week and the week before, I posted a 2-part video that was my whip wall over there. The sleeping works in progresses that I have so many of, well, I have 10 of them that I wanted to do something with. Well, 10, and I frogged one, so I guess I've got 9, I think. Anyway, so I've been trying to figure out how I'm going to do that as far as knocking those out. And so I think what I'm going to do, somebody has suggested calling it the series Whip Wall Wednesday, and I really like that, and other people said that they liked it, and so I think that's what I'm going to go with. So I don't think it's going to be weekly. It might be every other Wednesday or something. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to do it. I'm still thinking about it, but I think it's going to be something fun to watch, and hopefully some of you will join me in working on your sleeping whips and wake them up. So, okay, so I think that's going to be exciting, upcoming things. I think that's it. I think so. Thank you so much to my new subscribers. I've been getting quite a few here lately extra because of the crochet along, people joining that, so that's exciting. And over at my Facebook group, I think I've got our group is about, well, it's like 800 and something members, something like that, so that's really exciting. I'm glad that so many people are going over there, so that way they can join that and be posting the pictures of their projects that they're working on, not just the crochet along, but anything you're working on, because I love sharing back and forth pictures of the things that I'm making and other people are making. I want to see what you're making. So that's awesome. My Facebook group is Yarnjoy Podcast, real easy. And so come over there and join that. And like I said, thank you so much to all my new subscribers. Welcome. And all my subscribers that have been with me from the beginning. I appreciate it so much. So if you haven't subscribed, then please consider doing so and watching all the different things that I make. I do make a variety of different items. Pretty much everything is crochet. You know, every once in a blue moon, I will knit, but that's very rare. I'm pretty much a true, what do they say, a crocheter, true and true, I don't know. But anyway, and I am wanting to put out more tutorials. I have tutorials, I've got a few on my channel, and I want to do even more of that. Okay, so I think that's it. Everybody have a great weekend, guys, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.